If you already know exactly what you should be doing, you should be going to bed earlier, you should be eating more vegetables, you should be drinking more water, but you can't actually make yourself do it, I want you to know there is a real conflict going on in your brain, and we have an answer to why and how to overcome it. Hi, I'm Dr. Paige Picard. I'm a double board certified physician in family medicine and lifestyle medicine, and I teach women over 40 the psychology behind how to make healthy behaviors stick so that you can stop starting over. We don't have a knowledge problem. We have difficulty in our own brains and lives getting what we know we should do into the action of completing it. And I'm going to walk you through exactly why that's happening and how to beat it once and for all. Here's why knowing isn't enough. What no one is telling you is that knowledge and action live in two different parts of the brain. Knowing what is healthy is a logical thinking brain task. Actually doing it, especially when you're tired, when you're stressed, when you're overwhelmed, and you're touching your phone instead of your toothbrush at 9 p.m., that's an emotional, in-the-moment decision. And in the moment, we all know the logical brain is not the one driving the choice we're ultimately going to make. This gap has a name, and I've talked about it before. It's the intention-action gap. This is why you can read every article, you can watch every video, you can know exactly what makes your body feel its best, but still not change. And it's the reason why try harder is not really helpful and has never worked for you or really anybody for that matter. So when I talk to my patients about why this feels so hard for them, this is exactly what I walk them through. The first thing I would want you to understand is that willpower is not a fixed resource. It's not a character trait. It's not something some people have and some people don't. Willpower runs out the same way that physical energy runs out. Every decision you make throughout the day draws on the same limited mental resource. By evening, after a long day of work, kids, husbands, commutes, you have depleted that mental resource. This is why we often find ourselves reaching for a bag of chips at night, having an ice cream sundae while watching Netflix, sitting down after dinner instead of going for a 10-minute walk. The healthy choice feels harder at night, not because you don't have the willpower to complete it. You've just already made a ton of decisions all day and your brain is done. You are now working on the emotional driven brain, not the logical decision-making brain. Here's the reframe we need. Start to schedule your most difficult tasks in the morning. Use up your limited mental resource on creating a healthy life for yourself, because the more we can fill our cup with healthy decisions, the more capacity we have, the more we will be able to show up in our everyday lives for all the things we have to do anyway. Once you stop blaming your character, you can stop the spiral that is keeping you stuck. You can stop starting over. You can look at how you can meal prep early in the morning and set yourself up for a successful lunch. You can see how you might be able to fit in exercise at your lunch break instead of waiting until after dinner. You can see how setting out a cup of water to have before your coffee or stepping outside when you let the dog out starts to radically shift your life. Now you are not relying on your depleted self at night, but you are presenting your best self who keeps promises to you to create a healthy life by making those decisions in the morning. Next, we have to think about friction. Friction will beat motivation every time. What am I talking about? Friction is anything standing between you and completing your goal. What we have to do is reduce the number of steps, decisions, and barriers between us and completing our goal. There are a lot of different ways to reduce friction, but first we have to recognize that it always exists in our environment. Our habits are shaped by our environment more than they're shaped by our good intentions or our knowledge. This is why drinking water before meals and getting up for 2 minutes strength training from my last video work. They make the barrier so small that there is very little to overcome. This is what I tell my patients. Stop waiting to feel ready. What you need to do is do it anyway. You lower the barriers. You make it so small that your brain can't say, I don't really feel like it today. You simply put your shoes by the door or even put your sneakers on for your dinner meal so that you are ready to stand up and get your body moving. You take your prepped vegetables and put them front and center in your fridge. So when you're running late in the morning, you grab those so you have something to snack on. If you start to redesign your environment, you will automatically be more successful. This works for increasing friction too. Are you constantly snacking on cookies after you eat? Put those cookies in an opaque container at the back of the pantry, or better yet, put them in the garage or out in the car or somewhere where you have to physically take multiple steps in order to get them. You are more likely to stick to your goals if the healthy choice is the easy choice. Design your environment for success. The third thing I want you to understand is that goals don't drive behavior near as much as identity does. Thinking that we are the person we say we're going to be. When a behavior conflicts with how you see yourself, you will find a way to abandon that behavior. This is a well-studied phenomenon in psychological research. When we have the identity of the person that we believe we are, we will be more successful in implementing any change in our life. I'm someone who moves my body, not I'm someone who's trying to lose weight. It survives even bad days because it's not really a goal that's debatable. Yes, I am someone who moves my body. I am someone who cares about my health. You can come up with a phrase that works for you to change your identity. Change the sentence about yourself first, and the behavior will naturally follow. And this brings me back to something I said in my last video. Your next choice matters more than anything you've done in the past. It really is the thread that keeps everything together. Your next choice matters more than yesterday. It matters more than the streak you had 30 days ago. It matters more than whatever you did in your 20s to be successful. The all or nothing trap, the I already messed up, so I might as well just start again on Monday, is what's keeping you stuck. And it's one of the most damaging thought pattern behaviors that I see because it turns one missed choice into a missed week, into a missed month. Every single choice is a fresh one. It doesn't inherit the failure from the last one. This is something I repeat to my coaching clients all the time. Your next choice matters most. Make this your mantra and watch your behaviors change. So if you've been telling yourself, I just need more discipline, or I'll start over on Monday, I need you to let that go. You don't have a problem with discipline or willpower. The problem lies in friction, identity, or resource timing. All three of those things are fixable, and they all start with your very next choice. If you haven't watched my last video, the 6 habits I would start today if I found myself at 42, 20 pounds overweight, go watch that now. You will glean a lot of great healthy foundations to how to make behaviors actually stick in your everyday life. And if you want a simple way to put this into practice instead of just thinking about it, I've created the Healthy Foundations method. It's a free printable. You can download it today. I'll put it in the description. It will let you work on one small habit at a time in a way that feels manageable. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe so that I can spend more time with you.